Well, hello, friends. I seem to be having technological difficulties today, so I want to apologize to anyone who tuned in at 4 o'clock who didn't reach me. I thought that my video was going, but this is the first time I've done Facebook Live at home, and it's different than the setup I'm used to at Storytime Live, and I do apologize to everyone. So I did the whole thing already, but I'm going to do it again. This is just what happens. Sometimes we think that things are going to go a certain way, and then they go a different way. And so we just have to do what we can. All right. So it says that I'm going live. So we're going to get started. So welcome to Hands on Science Live. This is the first Hands on Science. So of course there were going to be problems, right? My name is Martha. I'm the children's librarian at the Auburn branch of the Cranston Public Library. And I'm really excited to do science with you today. Okay. So I gave you a list. What did that list say? It was all about what materials you would need, right? So if you had the materials that I asked for, you would have a trowel. This is kind of like a shovel, okay? You would have potting soil, okay? Any kind of dirt, even if you go outside, if there's somewhere that you can get dirt without making the neighborhood, right? You need pots, and you need seeds. All right, and I've actually got a whole bunch of seeds in my pot right here, okay? So, first of all, Earth Day was Wednesday, scientific method. The first part of the scientific method is we have to ask a question, okay? So, to have to wait and see, okay? So this experiment's actually going to continue after today's video, but you're going to get started with me today, okay? So the first step in the scientific method is research, okay? So I've got a couple of ways to do research here. I've got some gardening books, okay? And these are really great ones that my husband gave me about growing vegetables and growing things in pots, okay? Specifically vegetables. And we've got seed packets. And if you look at the back of a seed packet, it gives you all kinds of information, okay? It'll tell you if it needs sun. It will tell you how deep you need to plant your seed. It'll tell you how far apart to plant the seeds. And it will tell you when to plant it, okay? All really cool information. Another good resource is an almanac, okay? And this is actually a magazine of the Farmer's Almanac Guide. Tells you about what's going on. So you can learn about things like how much sun we're getting and how cold it is and that kind of stuff. And that's a really great way to do research too. We're not going to read everything all together on Facebook Live at the same time, but we definitely are going to do our research, okay? So what are we going to plant today? We're going to plant peas, all right? I chose peas because they're nice and big, okay? And they're also pretty easy to grow. So if you're following along at home, we're all going to plant together. That's going to be so super fun. If not, you can always watch this video later while you're planting seeds, or you can plant seeds later on, okay? And I hope that some of you guys will do that because it's so super fun. All right, so we did our question. We did our research. Now we have to do a hypothesis. So what do you think is going to happen when we plant our seeds? What do you think they're going to look like? What is it going to need? So we did some research, and when I did my research, I learned that peas need lots of sun, okay? And I learned that peas need lots of water. You water them every day. Some plants don't need as much water. And I learned that you can plant your peas inside, and then you can take them outside later when it's summertime, okay? I also learned that early spring is a good time to plant seeds. And right now is early spring, so perfect time to plant peas, okay? So we're going to take our pots, and I did a little bit of magic, TV magic, and I filled them up with soil beforehand so you didn't have to watch me spilling dirt all over my table. And there will be cleanup later. Science is always like that. And so I'm going to take my first pot. It's already got soil in it. And I'm going to take a pea And I'm going to take a look at how to plant it. Now, my seed packet says to plant it at a depth of 1 inch. Now, I know this is about 1 inch, okay? So I'm going to try to make a hole about that far down. And I'm just going to sort of estimate. I'm going to stick my finger in here, okay? And I'm going to take my pea, I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to cover it with soil, okay? What else are we going to need to plant a seed? Well, you're probably telling me to put some water in the pot so that my seed can grow. I've got my water right here. I'm going to pour a little bit of water in. There we go. And that's my first seed planted. All right, so let's do the next one. Got my pot. It's got some soil in it. And we're at the experiment part, right? So the experiment is going to keep going the whole time, right? We are not going to be finished with it by the end of today, but we are starting it, right? So I'm going to make another little hole. Take another little pea. I'm going to cover it up with soil, okay? And for those of you who are following along at home, I'm giving you a little extra time. I know that you might not have the TV magic. You didn't already have your pot all filled up. So go ahead and get those filled, okay? And we're going to get some water, and we're going to water this one, okay? And there's the pot. Here's one more. We've got 4. And you've got to plant a bunch of them, because if you just plant one seed and that one seed doesn't grow, how are you going to feel? So sad, right? And sometimes that just doesn't grow. Sometimes seeds just don't grow. That's how life is, right? So you got to plant a bunch of them. And I'm putting 1 in each pot for right now. This says that you can have them 6 inches apart, but my pot isn't really got space for 6 inches. All right, so if you have a really big pot like this one, and I want you all to say hello to my pothos. This is my pothos right here. Pothos are plants that are actually very difficult to kill. So this is sort of my pride and joy that I've managed not to kill it indoors for many years. And I have a kitty who likes to eat anything I plant. So something that I'm always trying to do is make sure that I'm keeping my plants safe from my cats. So in my house, if you walked around, you would see that a lot of them are hanging from windows. And all you need for that is a hook. You just put it up. And then you need some sort of hanging apparatus, which you can either make with like string, or you can buy one at a gardening store. And then I also have plants that are in like really small pots like this, and I put them sort of in my window. So if you have animals at home, they might eat some of them. That's another reason to plant more than one of something. But you should definitely plant more than one seed, because you never know what's going to happen. And I always like to plant a whole bunch of different stuff, because then I know that something will grow, right? You got to weigh the odds, right? So let's make sure we get a seed in here. Cover it up. What's it need next? Soil and water. Seed needs soil, water, and it also needs food. And you might want to think about when you're planting a seed, especially what different kinds of seeds. Some of them you need fertilizer. Now, some of you guys might know that farmers sometimes use manure, right, to make your seed grow. That's a kind of fertilizer. And do you know what manure is? Yeah, it's poop, basically. Basically, poop has phosphorus in it, which is something that everything that you plant needs to grow. So you don't have to buy poop to put in your soil, but you can get fertilizer. Some plants need it. So you can take a look and see in your gardening book or in your seed packet if that's something that you need to add, okay? And sometimes it won't have enough, the soil just won't have enough nutrients for your seed to grow. So that's another reason why a seed might grow, okay? Might not grow. Anyways, so one last plant. We're gonna stick our finger in, get our pea in there, and then we're gonna water it. All right, so there we go. We have our seeds planted. Now, are we all done? Is that the whole thing? No. So, we're not gonna be able to finish the whole experiment in one day, because Are we going to see these plants get as big as this today? No. So how long does it take a plant to grow? Well, it depends. We can look at our packet, our seed packet, or our book to find out. The pea should be coming up in 7 to 14 days. So in about 2 weeks, I would want to make sure that I saw something coming out of here. If nothing happened within 2 weeks, I would assume either something happened to the seed or I didn't give it something that it needed. And I would just, try to either replant the seed or give it something else. All right. And so I know that I got to take a look in two weeks or so. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're testing our hypothesis. Okay. So once your plant grows or doesn't grow, you're going to say, okay, well, what did I think it was going to look like? Did you think it was going to come out of the soil looking just like a pea? Probably not, right? So you have to think about, well, what's it gonna look like, right? So you'll test your hypothesis when it starts to grow, okay? You can decide if you were right or wrong. And then what you do next is you draw conclusions, right? So you conclude that your seed grew an inch, or that it has 2 little leaves, or it has no leaves, right? So I would love for you to draw your conclusions in some sort of report when you have some seeds growing. That could just be a message on Facebook, or you can just comment on this post later on, letting us know how it went, okay? And I'll do the same. I'm gonna take pictures, okay, of how my plants grow, and hopefully you can see that I did a good job and that my seeds grew, okay? So your report, if you're a scientist, is probably very fancy. And we're all scientists, but we're doing things a little less fancy. We're just going to casually sort of take pictures and see how things go. But a scientist would do that. They would take pictures. They would write down comments about how things went. All right? So I hope that you'll all report back and tell me how things go. And then there's another thing that I've done is I've made a book list for everyone. There are lots of gardening books in the E-Zone that you can go and check out, all right? So please take a look at the book list. All of those books are available. Some of them are fiction, meaning made-up stories about gardening that are fun. Some of them are gardening books that can tell you how to grow things. And some books are just stories where there's gardening in it. But I hope that you all enjoyed the first hands-on science. I hope the next one has just a couple fewer technological difficulties. But I hope that you'll join us all back here next week, and we'll have a different adventure. It'll be a different librarian. We're going to take turns doing experiments. And next week, we're going to have Nancy. And Nancy already has her list of materials up and going, so go and take a look at the materials list, and maybe you can think about what her activity might be. We're not going to tell you ahead of time. You have to guess, okay? And then when the day of happens, she'll let you know what the next hands-on science event will be. Thanks very much. Bye, everyone.